All right, good morning, everybody. I'm Ross. I am broadcasting today and tomorrow from Vail, Colorado, from the annual meeting of the Western Governors Association. This is really exciting. Joining me, I was going to say in studio, but we're in a ballroom, a very small. This would be a ballroom for the smallest ball ever. But I won't name the hotel, but we're at a nice place in Vail, and I am joined in studio as it were by Jim Ogsbury, the executive director of the Western Governors Association. And first of all, Jim, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Love the tie.
Thank you.
In fact, tell us about your ties real quick.
So I've got a state tie here. It's got the Colorado logo. I've got ties for most of the western states. Not all of them. I don't have ties for those states who don't pay dues. But other than that, you're covered.
Do you have a Guam tie?
I do have a Guam tie. I wore it most of yesterday.
A listener texted to ask, Ross, is Polis going to show up? Of course he is. This is in Colorado, and Jared Polis is, I guess, the host of the event, right, in a way, even though he's not chairman. How does that work?
Well, so Governor Polis will be here. Governor Ige of Hawaii is the chair.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really exciting, Ross, is not only do we have the governor of Hawaii and the governor of Colorado, we have 12 governors who are coming to join us in Vail. It is the largest showing of governors in the modern history of WGA.
Really?
Absolutely. And what makes it especially exciting is the composition of governors changed a lot after the election of 2018. More than half of my active governors are brand new, were elected in November.
Wow.
And so I've got 11 new governors in the WGA footprint. 8 of those 11 governors are joining us in Vail this week, and that's so exciting.
Wow.
And it's so exciting to see that they, early in their terms, recognize the importance of collaborating on a bipartisan basis, which is what WGA is all about. We are nothing if not a fiercely bipartisan organization.
Right, and that answers the other question that my listener asked by text. Isn't this event more conservative-leaning than liberal? And the answer is a resounding no.
Well, in fact, after the election, now the political composition of my governors is split right down the middle. We've got we represent the governors of the 22 westernmost states and territories, and of those 22, I've got 11 Democratic governors and 11 Republican governors.
Wow. So furthest east would be Texas and stuff along that?
That's exactly right. It's the Dakotas down to Texas and everything west of that.
And then all the way out to Guam and the Northern Marianas and American Samoa.
Exactly right.
And I'm hoping to get the governor of Guam on the show. Maybe you can help me with that. But because when I was a kid, my dad was stationed on Guam, so I lived on Guam when I was a kid. So that would be a lot of fun. So what does WGA actually do as a group? It's not just a bunch of governors who come and talk about just something they're doing in their own states.
I don't think I have nearly enough time to tell you everything that Western governors do. But we do those. We're an association, so we do those things that associations do. We have meetings. We manage some federal grants. We do publications. But we are mostly a policy development and advocacy organization. And I can state without fear of contradiction that no other group of elected officials are on a bipartisan basis producing and pursuing public policy that is as significant and as meaningful and as substantive as that being pursued by Western governors. And we operate on a resolutions basis. The governors they negotiate bipartisan resolutions, and we'll be announcing their adoption of some resolutions on this at this meeting.
Anything you can tell us that's coming up, or anything you can tell us that you think was especially significant in the past year or so?
Sure. So for probably a generation, WGA was really focused almost exclusively on resource issues. So wildfire and endangered species, anything having to do with public lands, because we represent really all of the significant public land states. But the model has been working so well that the governors have substantially expanded our policy footprint over the past few years. So now we've got resolutions on cybersecurity, on healthcare, on trade. So they've got us working in a lot of important and exciting directions.
That's it. The first two of those, what kind of jumps out at me is cybersecurity should mostly not have a lot of partisan bias in the debate, but healthcare could. So how do you do something, for example, in the world of healthcare with a group that's 11 Republicans and 11 Democrats?
Sure. Well, I think one of the things that makes that a Western issue is delivery of health care to rural communities. And that's a challenge that all of my governors, whether they were Republican or Democrat, have. So we're exploring different modalities of telehealth, for example. How do we keep rural hospitals from closing? And that is going to be a major topic of Governor Burgum from North Dakota. He is being installed as our chair at this meeting, and one of the benefits or inducements to leadership is that the chairman has the opportunity to commit a substantial measure of our resources to a particular issue or project or initiative. And Governor Burgum will be announcing his initiative called Reimagining the Rural West, and it really is a rural sustainability effort where we'll be looking at three pillars: economic opportunity, and community and connectivity. And rural healthcare will be a very, very significant part of that conversation.
Right, and I'm looking forward to speaking with Governor Burgum actually a little bit later in the day, who seems separate from his role as governor. Just seems like he's probably a really interesting dude, because my background is finance and investing and stuff as well. So I'm looking forward to talking to him. But and also rural broadband is a thing that he's going to talk about. It's big in Colorado. We've had similar issues with rural hospitals closing down in Colorado. So these are it makes a lot of sense.
Well, and in fact, one of our panels that we'll be having over the next 3 days is on rural broadband and connectivity.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to that. So how many ties are you going to wear today?
Well, I got through 7 last night, and that was just during a 90-minute reception, so probably quite a few.
That's pretty good. You must be. Are you got any clip-ons?
I don't have any clip-ons.
So that you must be like the fastest tie putter-oner in the world.
I've had a lot of experience. Yeah, it's pretty quick.
You should maybe go for the Guinness Book of World Records for like the most number of ties a person can put on in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I will leave this meeting with fewer ties than I came, because some of the governors take a shine to my ties, and I lost 2 last night.
Did you really?
I did.
Which 2 did you lose?
1 to Nevada and 1 to North Dakota.
Okay, so all right. So here's my last question for you. And those of you just joining, my special guest is Jim Ogsbury, the executive director of the Western Governors Association. Okay, so here's what I need to know then. If you ever watch big-time soccer games, professional soccer, a lot of times at the ends of the games, the players will take their shirts off and exchange them with players on the other team, right?
We're definitely planning to do that with the governors.
That's definitely not what I meant. Oh, my gosh. No, so my question is, like you said, you lost your Nevada tie. Did you lose it to someone from Nevada, or is it more like the soccer game where someone not from Nevada wanted the Nevada tie?
No, it was.
And you realize I am still president of the Bad Analogy Club.
Oh, I did not know that.
But now you understand.
I get that. No, I lost it to somebody who's decidedly through and through Nevada, and it was Governor Sisolak of Nevada.
Uh-huh. All right. So then you just go buy another one. You got it? Okay, do you have any state ties that are so vintage and you've had them for so long that you would just say no if someone asked you for them?
No.
Wow. All right. Way to take care of the membership. Jim Ogsbury, thanks so much for being here, and thanks for inviting us to broadcast at WGA this year.
Thanks, Ross.
Really a pleasure to be here.
It's great to have iHeartRadio here. Thank you.